What if I told you that there are thousands of employers in Ireland right now, registered with the Irish government, who are legally authorized to sponsor your work visa, and who are actively looking for international professionals to fill roles they cannot fill locally, and that applying for this visa does not require IELTS, does not have an age limit, allows your spouse to work from day one, allows your children to attend Irish schools from day one, and gets processed in as little as 2 to 4 weeks for the right employers? No, this is not too good to be true. This is Ireland's Critical Skills Employment Permit, the most straightforward, most family-friendly, and arguably most powerful work visa program in the entire European Union for skilled professionals in 2026. And today, I'm going to give you the complete guide. What it is, who qualifies, specifically how to find and approach Irish employers who are registered to sponsor it, exactly what to send them, and the step-by-step process from your first CV submission all the way to landing in Ireland with your family as legal residents. By the end of this video, you are going to know exactly what to do and exactly where to start. Let us get into it. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Praise, and I run Social and Travels, a travel and migration support company that helps Nigerians navigate visa applications and international relocation. Ireland is one of the most requested topics on this channel, and this video goes one step deeper than my previous Ireland guide. This is not just about what the visa is. This is about exactly how to find the employers, exactly what to send them, and exactly how to convert that into a visa approval. Let us walk through everything. Before we get into the employer search strategy, let me explain why Ireland's system is uniquely accessible compared to other EU work visa programs, because the differences are genuinely significant and directly affect your chances of success. No labor market needs test for critical skills roles. Because the skills are identified as being in short supply, a labor market needs test is not required for critical skills employment permits. In most other countries, including most of the EU, employers wanting to hire internationally must first advertise the role locally for a defined period, prove they could not find a qualified local candidate, and submit evidence of this advertising to the government before they are allowed to hire you. This process takes months and creates a significant barrier to international hiring. The CSEP specifically waives this requirement for all roles on the critical skills occupations list, meaning the employer can approach you, agree to hire you, and submit your permit application immediately. No IELTS required by the Irish government. There is no mandatory IELTS requirement for the employment permit itself. However, some professional roles may require English proficiency tests as part of their registration process. The Irish government's own permit assessment does not require a standardized English language test. Your ability to communicate professionally in English, demonstrated through your CV, your interview, and your qualifications, is what matters. For Nigerian applicants, English is genuinely your first or most fluent professional language. This is a significant advantage that the CSEP system recognizes implicitly. No age limit. There is no minimum or maximum age restriction in the critical skills employment permit rules. The Irish immigration system assesses your qualification, your job offer, and your salary, not your age. A 45-year-old experienced engineer qualifies on exactly the same terms as a 28-year-old recent graduate, provided the job offer and qualifications meet the requirements. Immediate family reunification. Your family can join you from day one of the permit. Spouse receives Stamp 1G with full work rights. Children receive study permission to attend Irish schools. You do not wait 12 months, 2 years, or any other period before your family can join you. The day your CSCP is approved is the day your family can begin their own application to join you. Fast processing through trusted partners. Trusted partner employers, including Stripe, Google, Meta, Microsoft, and others, get priority routing with processing often in 2 to 4 weeks. /site, even for standard employers not on the trusted partner list. CSCP processing typically completes in 4 to 8 weeks. Significantly faster than comparable programs in Germany, France, or the Netherlands. Let me now walk through every eligibility requirement so you can honestly assess where you stand before beginning your job search. Requirement 1. Your occupation must be on the critical skills occupations list, or your salary must be above 68,911 euros. You or the employer can apply for a critical skills employment permit if you are offered a job that has either an annual salary of at least 40,904 euros a year from March 1st, 2026 in an occupation on the critical skills occupation list, or an annual salary of at least 68,911 euros in any occupation not on the list. The critical skills occupations list, updated most recently on May 13th, 2026, covers roles across several broad sectors: technology, software developers, data scientists, cybersecurity analysts, IT managers, cloud architects, systems analysts, AI, and machine learning engineers. Engineering, civil, mechanical, electrical, chemical, petroleum, structural, and BIM specialists. Healthcare, doctors, specialist nurses, pharmacists, radiographers, physiotherapists, medical scientists, and healthcare scientists. Science, biochemists, biophysicists, physicists, research scientists, biotechnologists. Finance, actuaries, risk managers, and certain specialist financial analysts. And construction, quantity surveyors, BIM specialists, and construction project managers. The Critical Skills Occupations List is organized using the Standard Occupational Classification System, SOC 2010. The current list is effective from May 13th, 2026, when SI 213 of 2026 came into effect. Always verify the most current version of this list at enterprise.gov.ie before applying. The list is updated periodically, and a role that was eligible previously may have been added or removed. Requirement 2. You must hold a relevant degree qualification or higher. The candidate's degree or professional qualification must be directly relevant to the role. DEET checks this carefully. A degree in an unrelated field will not support the application regardless of practical experience. Your Nigerian university degree or equivalent professional qualification must be directly relevant to the role you are being offered. A BSc in computer science for a software developer role. A BUng in civil engineering for a civil engineering role. A BPharm or MPharm for a pharmacist role. If your qualification is in a related but not identical field, include a detailed cover letter explaining the relevance. But be aware that DEET reviews this carefully, and an obviously unrelated degree is a grounds for refusal. For healthcare professionals, doctors, nurses, pharmacists, your Nigerian professional qualification must additionally be recognized by the relevant Irish regulatory body. For doctors, this is the Medical Council of Ireland. For nurses, it is the Nursing and Midwives Board of Ireland, NMBI. For pharmacists, it is the Pharmaceutical Society of Ireland, PSI. The professional registration process runs in parallel with the permit application, but both must ultimately be completed. Requirement 3. Your employer must be a registered Irish employer. Your job offer must come from an employer who is registered with the Irish Revenue Commissioners and, where applicable, the company's registration office. They must be paying PAYE and PRSI, Irish employment taxes. They must be genuinely trading in Ireland as a bona fide business. Offshore shell companies, inactive registered entities, or employers who exist only on paper do not qualify. Requirement 4. The 50-50 workforce rule. At least 50% of the employer's workforce must be EEA nationals at the time of application. This can be waived for IDA/Enterprise Ireland-backed startups within 2 years of establishment. This rule prevents companies from using the CSCP system to build a workforce that is predominantly non-EEA. For most established Irish companies hiring individual international professionals, this rule is easily met. It is worth confirming with your employer that they meet this requirement before investing significant time in the application. How to find Irish employers who will sponsor your visa. This is the section that makes this video genuinely different from every other Ireland visa guide. Because knowing the visa exists is one thing. Finding an employer willing to sponsor you is the real challenge. Let me give you a specific, strategic, step-by-step approach. Understanding the employer landscape. Ireland's employment permit system has processed 174,041 permits since tracking began, making it an increasingly attractive destination for skilled workers. The database of employers who have previously sponsored work permits in Ireland and who are therefore already familiar with the process and willing to do it again is your primary targeting tool. Focusing your job search on companies with a verified CSCP sponsorship track record is dramatically more efficient than applying broadly to all Irish employers, most of whom may not have experience with international hiring. Platform 1. ApplyWave CSCP Sponsor Database. ApplyWave at applywave.app has built a searchable database of Irish employers who have sponsored critical skills employment permits, including data on how many permits each employer has issued, in which occupational categories, and how recently. This is genuinely premium intelligence for your job search. Search for employers in your specific occupational area and prioritize your applications toward companies with an active CSCP sponsorship history. An employer who has done this before is infinitely more likely to do it again than one encountering the process for the first time. Platform 2. IrishTalents.com. Irish Talents specifically focuses on connecting international professionals with Irish employers who have experience sponsoring work permits. The platform pre-vets employers for their ability and willingness to engage in the CSCP process, which significantly reduces the time you spend approaching companies that are not set up for international hiring. Create a complete professional profile, upload your CV, and actively reach out to the employers listed as CSCP friendly in your occupational area. Platform 3. Recruitru.com. Recruitru is an Irish recruitment platform specifically focused on international talent and work permit sponsorship. Unlike general job boards, Recruitru's model is built around the employer-sponsor relationship. They understand the CSCP process, pre-qualify employers, and help match international candidates with Irish companies that are ready and willing to sponsor. Their blog is also one of the most current and most reliable sources of CSCP process information available. Platform 4. LinkedIn with Ireland-specific targeting. Search LinkedIn for your job title with Ireland as the location filter. Identify hiring managers and HR professionals at companies with established international hiring track records, particularly the multinational tech, pharma, and financial services companies with Irish headquarters. Companies including Google Dublin, Meta Dublin, Microsoft Ireland, Amazon Ireland, Apple Cork, Stripe Dublin, Pfizer Cork, Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, Salesforce Dublin, HubSpot Dublin, and SAP Ireland are all active CSCP sponsors with established processes for international hiring. For each company you target, identify 3 specific contacts: the HR business partner covering your function, the talent acquisition partner for your region, and if possible, a hiring manager in your specific team. Send personalized connection requests and follow up with a brief, specific message about your interest and qualifications. Generic applications into large applicant tracking systems are far less effective than warm outreach to named individuals. Platform 5. IrishJobs.ie and Jobs.ie. These are Ireland's 2 largest domestic job boards. Search for your specific occupation and use keywords like visa sponsorship or employment permit in the search terms. Not every listing will mention sponsorship, but roles at established multinational employers are generally sponsorable regardless of whether the listing explicitly states it. When in doubt, apply and address the sponsorship question specifically and professionally in your cover letter. Platform 6. Direct company career pages. For the major multinational employers, specifically the Googles, Metas, Microsofts, Pfizers, and Stripes, go directly to their Irish career pages. Many of these companies have explicit statements about their international hiring capability and their experience with the CSCP process on their careers pages. Applying directly through company portals for these employers is often more effective than going through aggregator job boards. What to send? Your CV optimized for the Irish market. Your CV for the Irish market should follow a specific format. 2 pages maximum for most roles. Irish hiring managers prefer concise, well-structured CVs over comprehensive academic-style documents. No photograph, no date of birth, no marital status. Irish employment law is built around anti-discrimination principles, and including personal information beyond your contact details can actually work against you. A professional summary at the top. 3 to 4 lines explaining your specific expertise and what you bring. Reverse chronological work history with bullet points emphasizing achievements and impact, not just duties. Education section with your degree, institution, and graduation year. Skills section with your specific technical and professional competencies. Your cover letter, the most important document for international applicants. For Nigerian and other non-EEA applicants, the cover letter does something beyond what it does for local candidates. It proactively addresses the employment permit question and removes the employer's uncertainty about the international hiring process. Your cover letter should include a specific, clear statement that you are a non-EEA national and that you qualify for the critical skills employment permit for your specific occupational role. A brief explanation that the CSEP does not require a labor market needs test, meaning the employer can hire you without the administrative burden of local advertising first. A confirmation that permit processing typically takes 4 to 8 weeks, and that the process is employer-initiated through the DEET's online EPOS system, making it straightforward and well-defined. And an offer to provide a full qualification and eligibility summary upon request. Removing the employer's uncertainty about the immigration process is the single most impactful thing you can do to convert a qualified application into an interview invitation and ultimately a job offer. Following up professionally. After submitting your application, follow up once after 10 to 14 business days if you have not received a response. A brief, professional email referencing your application, confirming your continued interest, and offering to answer any questions about your qualifications or your CSCP eligibility is entirely appropriate and demonstrates the kind of professional proactivity that Irish employers respond well to. Do not follow up more than twice. Respect the employer's hiring timeline. Let me now walk you through the complete process from your first CV submission all the way to collecting your Irish residence permit card, so you know exactly what to expect at every stage. Stage 1. The job search and interview, weeks 1 to 8 approximately. Submit applications through the platforms covered in Section 3. When you receive interview invitations, which for well-qualified candidates in high-demand occupations can happen within days of submitting a strong application, prepare for Irish-style interviews. Irish professional interviews focus heavily on competency-based questions, specific examples of how you handled real situations in your professional experience. Prepare specific, structured answers to questions about problem-solving, teamwork, leadership, communication under pressure, and technical competence in your specific field. Stage 2. The job offer variable. When you receive a job offer, review it carefully before accepting. Confirm that the role matches a NOC code on the critical skills occupations list, or that the salary meets the €68,911 threshold for unlisted occupations. Confirm the salary meets the minimum thresholds, €40,904 for listed occupations or €68,911 for unlisted. Confirm the employment is full-time and permanent. Request that the offer letter specifies your role title, your annual salary, the address of the Irish workplace, and a 2-year commitment period, all of which are required for the permit application. Stage 3. The CSEP application, weeks 1 to 4 after job offer. The employer submits the permit application through the DEET's Employment Permits Online System, EPOS. The employee does not apply directly. Your employer or an immigration specialist they engage submits the application through EPOS with your qualification documents, your employment contract, and supporting materials. You provide the required documents to your employer, but the submission itself is the employer's responsibility. Processing typically takes 4 to 8 weeks from submission of a complete application. Trusted partner employers get priority routing with processing in 2 to 4 weeks. Stage 4, the Irish Entry Visa, D Visa, weeks 4 to 8 after CSCP approval. Candidates from visa-required countries, including Nigeria, must apply for a D visa through their nearest Irish embassy or consulate. Visa processing typically takes 4 to 8 weeks. Nigerian applicants apply for their Irish long-stay D visa at the Embassy of Ireland in Abuja. Your D visa application requires your CSCP approval letter, your valid Nigerian passport photographs, evidence of accommodation in Ireland, a rental agreement or employer-provided accommodation letter, financial documentation, and the completed visa application form with the application fee. Stage 5. Arrival in Ireland and IRP registration. Within 90 days of D visa issue. Travel to Ireland within 90 days of your D visa issue date. Within 30 days of arrival in Dublin, book an appointment at the Dublin Immigration Service. Delivery office to register your Irish Residence Permit, IRP. Outside Dublin, register at your local Garda National Immigration Bureau. Registration costs €300 and produces your IRP card, your primary legal residence documentation in Ireland. Stage 6. Family reunification application from day 1. Your spouse and dependent children can begin their family reunification application from the day your CSCP is approved. Your spouse applies for Stamp 1G permission at the Immigration Service delivery. Your children apply for study permission. Processing for family reunification applications is typically 8 to 12 weeks. Your family travels to Ireland once their permissions are approved and registers their own IRP cards within 90 days of arrival. The total timeline, realistic expectation. From first CV submission to landing in Ireland with your family. Allow 3 to 6 months for a well-prepared candidate in a high-demand occupation. Job search and offer. 4 to 8 weeks. CSCP processing. 4 to 8 weeks. D visa processing. 4 to 8 weeks. These stages overlap. Your family can begin their application while your D visa is being processed. 3 to 6 months is the realistic range. Well-prepared candidates in trusted partner-employer situations can achieve this in as little as 2 to 3 months from job offer to arrival. Let me give you the specific occupational areas where Irish employer demand is most intense in 2026 and where your CV is most likely to get a strong response. Technology, the highest volume of CSCP sponsorship. Software development remains Ireland's single largest driver of CSCP applications. Companies actively sponsor software engineers in Ireland in 2026, including Stripe, Google, Meta, Databricks, Datadog, Snowflake, HubSpot, Salesforce, Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon. Data science, machine learning engineering, cybersecurity analysis, cloud architecture, and DevOps engineering are all in specific documented shortage. For Nigerian tech professionals, Ireland's tech ecosystem offers some of the most concentrated employment opportunity in Europe. Dublin alone hosts the European headquarters of virtually every major global technology company. Healthcare, the most urgent shortage. Ireland faces a healthcare workforce crisis that is among the most severe in Europe. Doctors, particularly GPs and hospital specialists, nurses, pharmacists, radiographers, physiotherapists, and medical scientists are all in critical shortage. The Irish healthcare system is actively recruiting internationally through both the HSE, the Health Service Executive, and private hospital networks. Nigerian-trained healthcare professionals who complete the relevant Irish professional registration, Medical Council for doctors, NMBI for nurses, PSI for pharmacists, are among the most immigration-advantaged professional profiles in the entire Irish system. Engineering and construction. Ireland's ongoing infrastructure investment, housing, transport, data centers, renewable energy, has created specific, documented shortages in civil, structural, mechanical, and electrical engineering. BIM, building information modeling, specialists, quantity surveyors, and construction project managers are also on the critical skills list and in genuine demand. Science and pharmaceuticals. Ireland hosts the European operations of many of the world's largest pharmaceutical companies, Pfizer Cork, Johnson & Johnson, Takeda, AbbVie, and others. Research scientists, biochemists, bioprocess engineers, and pharmaceutical quality professionals are in consistent demand from this sector. The CSCP is not just a work permit. It is the beginning of a clearly defined pathway to permanent residency and eventually Irish citizenship. Let me confirm the full journey. After 2 years of lawful employment under the Critical Skills Permit, you become eligible to apply for Stamp 4 residency, which allows you to work for any employer in Ireland, change jobs freely, and remain in Ireland indefinitely. After 5 years of continuous legal residence in Ireland, whether on CSCP, Stamp 4, or other qualifying statuses, you become eligible to apply for Irish citizenship through naturalization. Irish citizenship means an Irish passport, one of the most powerful travel documents in the world, with visa-free access to the EU Schengen area, the United States, Canada, and approximately 190 destinations globally. Ireland allows dual citizenship. You do not need to renounce your Nigerian passport. The complete timeline from first CV submission to Irish citizenship, approximately 6 to 8 years. Job search and CSCP approval to arrival, 3 to 6 months. 2 years on CSCP. Stamp 4 from year 2. Citizenship application eligibility at year 5. Irish passport in hand shortly after. For Nigerian professionals who qualify and commit to the process, this is one of the most complete and most achievable pathways to an EU passport available anywhere in the world. And that is the complete guide, how to find Irish employers with visa sponsorship, what to send them, exactly how the critical skills employment permit works, and the full step-by-step journey from your first CV submission to collecting your Irish passport years down the line. No IELTS required by the Irish government. No age limit. No labor market needs test. Your family with you from day one. Stamp 4 in 2 years. Irish citizenship pathway in 5 years. For skilled professionals in technology, healthcare, engineering, science, and finance who are serious about building a life in Europe. Ireland is offering one of the most accessible and most comprehensive pathways available anywhere in the EU right now. The job offer is your key to everything. Start your search today, not next week, not next month. Today. The platforms I have given you apply Wave, Irish Talents, Recruitru, LinkedIn, irishjobs.ie, and direct company career pages are where you start. The CV strategy and cover letter approach I have given you are how you convert applications into interviews and interviews into offers. And the step-by-step process I have walked you through is exactly what happens after you have that offer in hand. If this video gave you the clarity and the practical tools to start taking action, give it a thumbs up and share it with every Nigerian professional you know who has Europe on their list. Subscribe for more visa guides, relocation content, and migration strategy made specifically for Nigerian professionals going global. And drop a comment telling me your profession and which Irish employer you are going to target first. I read every single one. If you need professional support with your Ireland CSCP application, from job offer strategy to document preparation to full application management, reach out to Social and Travels. The link is in the description. Europe is closer than you think. Let us get you there. See you in the next video.